Good afternoon, grade 10s. It's me again, Hector Nkosi. I'll be taking you for mathematics. We are still busy with functions. Yesterday, we were busy with the past paper exam question. For those who are joining us today, please feel free to put your queries or your questions in the chat box. And also, if you've got any other mathematics further questions, you can always email me at ngosihector28.com. So grade 10s, as I told you yesterday, functions, they form part of your paper one. So this is part of your paper one. What we did last week was part of paper two. I mean, it was also part of paper one. That was your what you call your number patterns. Your analytical geometry is part of paper two, stuff like that. Okay, before I start, I just need to check at the chat box because I see some comments. Okay, I just want to see what are you guys saying? Okay, guys. No, guys. I mean, the lesson starts exactly at 3. So when you're saying there is no sound, I mean that was 2:57. It's not yet. It was not yet at 3 o'clock. So immediately at 3 o'clock, the lesson starts. So there won't be any sound before 3. So that's why it was quiet. Okay. Okay. Welcome, Brendan. You're saying it's my first time at maths. What section are we doing? We're doing functions. Brendan, welcome. We welcome you to our family. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm still scrolling down. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, I'm still reading. There are lots and lots of Rutendo, also welcome. I can see you saying it's also your first time to today we're looking at functions. That's what we'll be looking today. Welcome to all the newcomers. Okay, cool. There's no other specific questions basically. So I want yesterday I gave you a homework, guys, and I was expecting you guys to do that homework because we did not finish yesterday's what you call activity. So I hope majority of you managed to finish that activity. But before we start with today's work, I need to finish it with you first. All right, I need to stop sharing and reshare again. Boys and girls. Okay, cool. Stop sharing. Then I need to reshare. And when I reshare, I'm looking for another document. Okay, cool. Right. We are good to go. So guys, yesterday we looked at this function. I mean, this what you call graphs, right? So we had f of x that was given as a parabola. We also had g of x that was given as a straight line. So basically we finished, we finished on 5.5. So we're supposed to do 5.6 and 5.7, boys and girls. Okay, before we can start, guys, 5.6 is saying to you, which values of x will f of x be less than g of x? Who wants to take a try? Who wants to take a try for this one? 5.6.1, guys. You know, in this class, it's always about participating. I always enjoy when people are participating. So if you want to try, guys, let me know. I can unmute you. You can tell us who's this as Aaron did yesterday for us, you know. So anyone who wants to try this one, guys, because the more we interact is the more we learn, unlike me telling you the answer now and then, you know. So guys, please let's participate. That's why I gave it to you as a homework. you know. That's why I gave it to you as a homework, because I wanted you guys to try it. Therefore, before we can start, you can sort of tell me what to do. Guys, I'm still waiting for you. Going once, going twice, going thrice. Guys, are you there? Can you hear me? Because it seems like we are doing 5.6, guys. We are doing 5.6. I'm looking for 5.6.1. Who wants to try it? Because Tracy is asking, he's asking me which question say we're doing 5.6.1. Questions, guys? Who has an answer or an idea of what to do? Okay, guys, it seems like today you are too quiet. I'm not sure what's happening with you. Yesterday you were active. Yesterday you were active. Oh, you want me to scroll up? Okay. Okay. I'm scrolling up. On Tatile, she's asking me to scroll up. Aaron, no, they did not say coordinates. They did not say coordinates. 5.6, not 5.5. 5.5, yes, it was negative 3:2. We are looking for 5.6, guys. We are looking for 5.6. Here's 5.6. 5.6.1. Aaron, the answer that you are giving is the one that we finished with yesterday. That's 5.5. Who wants to try 5.6.1, guys? We did it yesterday. We talked about it yesterday. Okay, guys, without any waste of time, let me explain it to you, because it seems like you guys are quiet today. But let me tell you something. The more you try, guys, in maths, the more you're going to understand, right? Okay, cool. Basically, you know the answer for 5.6.1. It's just that here, this is an inequality equation, guys, right? Because it says f of x, it's less than g of x. Now, it says take the equation of the f of x and less it with the equation of g of x. Ontatile got x is less than 2 or x is less than -3. Ontatile, do you want do you want to explain to us how you got that? Ontatile? Okay, cool. She's saying no, but let me explain it to you guys. So basically it says f of x less than g of x, meaning take the equation of f of x and less it to the equation of g of x. So what is the equation of f of x? What is the equation of f of x? The equation of f of x is x squared minus 4 less negative x plus 2. So basically, when we go to our solution, this is given like this. So this is your answer. The answer is this one, right? -3 less than x less than 2. So now I want everyone to look at their chat box. I'm about to type the solution. So Antatile, yes, you are right, basically. So basically, even Aaron, you were right, because you wrote it in a form of the coordinate of the interval. You were also right. So basically, I want everyone to look at the chat box. So what was our what is our g of f of x? F of x is given by x squared. X squared minus 4. So it's x squared x squared minus 4, it's less than, looking for the less than sign, it's less than, what is g of x? G of x is negative x plus 2. Negative x plus 2, so it's negative x plus 2. So this is your step 1, guys. That's your step 1. I've typed step 1. Now, I hope everyone can see my step 1 on the chat box. Right? My step 2 now is to bring everything to the other side. So you're going to have x squared plus x. When you transpose x to the other side, negative x to the other side, it will be plus x. Then minus 4 minus 2, it will be minus 6. Minus 6 is less than 0. And this is your step 2. Step number 2. I hope everyone is following so far in my step number 2. My step number 3, you have to factorize. Now, when you factorize x squared plus x minus 6, right? The factors that you're going to get in when you factorize x squared plus x minus 6, you're actually going to get plus 3 and negative 2. So you're going to have x plus 3, close bracket, open bracket, x minus 2. Sorry, minus 2, close bracket, it's less than 0. And this is your step 3. Right? Now you have your step 3. Right? Therefore, how are you going to do it? It's going to be x is less than 3. I mean, x is less than negative 3. X is less than negative 3, or x is or x is less than 2. X is less than 2. That's your step 4. I hope it makes sense, guys, and I hope everyone is looking at the chat box. Right. That's how we got the answer. Right? That's why we got x is negative 3 less than x. X is less than 2. So you can write it like this if you want. You can write it like the way they did it on the memo. You can write it like this: negative 3. If you still remember your inequalities equations, guys, negative 3 is less than x less than 2. You can write it like this. But even if, let's say, your answer was here, you were still correct, right, in your step 4. I hope everyone saw how we got the answer, right, on the chat box. I hope everyone is following. Right. Okay, cool, boys and girls. You can't swap. Step 3, you swapped what? Step 3, what if you swapped x? You're still going to get the same thing. Please explain how to get to step 2. Step 2, basically, we arranged, you take your x squared. This is your inequality equation, guys. We did inequality. Those who have just joined us today, guys, please try by all means to go back to what we did 2 weeks back, because I mean, this is the inequality equations, right? So basically, we did inequalities equations 3 weeks back. So basically, in my step 2, I tried to make an equation, because I said x squared. Step 1 says x squared minus 4 is less than negative x plus 2. So your step 2, you must say x squared, transpose x to the other side, it's going to be plus x, then minus 4. Then when you transpose the minus 2 to the other side, it will be minus 4 and minus 2. Minus 4 and minus 2 is minus 6. So no wonder your step 2 is x squared plus x minus 6 is less than 0. Does it make sense, guys? Right. Perfect. Okay. Okay, I hope it makes sense, guys. Please make sure that you know your algebra, guys. I cannot emphasize how important your algebra is. Guys, if you know your terms once work, that's why people they were rushing me to do terms two's work and stuff like that. I told you guys that you need to be comfortable with your terms once work. That's the basic maths that you need to know, your terms once work. As soon as you understand what's happening in your terms once work, the other chapters will just be like a walk in a park. They are very easy. So always, guys, if you're still having problems about factorization, you don't know how to you don't know how to solve for x by now, you don't know how to uh, do the simplifications, your algebra and stuff, make sure, guys, that you go and study those, because we did those, guys, for the first 2 weeks when I started with you, because that's very important. That's your basic algebra, guys. Make sure that you familiarize yourself with that. Perfect. Let's move to the next question. The next question now says f of x times, there's a small dot, f of x times g of x is greater than 0. What will be this one, guys? Who wants to take a try with this one? F of x times g of x is greater than 0. Who wants to try, guys? Basically, you take the equation in the f of x, you multiply it with the equation in g of x, and you put your greater than 0, then you solve for x. Because the question asked for which values of x will this be that, will this be that. Who wants to try 5.6.2, guys? I did 5.6.1. Who wants to try? Okay. Ben wants to try. Ben, can I unmute you? Ben, can I unmute you? Okay. He just said yes. Okay, Ben. Yes, Ben, my boy, how are you?
I'm fine, and you, sir?
Great, great, Ben. Thanks for trying. Thanks for volunteering.
Okay, sir. What we do, we take the functions which we were using before, which is x squared minus 4 and negative x plus 2. But this time we're gonna multiply them together. We
Very good.
then
So we're
they're gonna
going to
be
say what f of x is given by what?
using f of x squared plus minus 4.
Yes, very good, Ben.
Yeah.
Is
Um
x squared minus 4, yes.
multiplied by bracket negative x plus 2.
So, yes, so we're going to put brackets, right?
Yes, sir. Which
And
is
and 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 put, so we're
which
going to
is
put the bracket and say negative x plus
then plus 2.
plus 2. Very good. Of which is your g of x is the equation for g of x, isn't it?
G of x. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, then it must be greater than or equals to. It's just that here on my type box, I don't have greater than or equals to, but I'll just put greater than, right? That's your step 1, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Hello, Ben.
Yes, sir.
Are you still there? Yes.
Yes,
And what is your step 2?
then you multiply the bracket. Then you multiply, sir.
How do I multiply? That's what I want. How do I multiply? Tell me. So how
So
must I multiply?
since there's a multiplication sign and you see that there are only
Sorry?
we multiply, sir, on the
Yeah,
left.
you are right. We are multiplying to kill the brackets. But how? We multiply by what?
Sorry, sir.
What do we take? We multiply what and what?
Uh, don't you multiply everything outside the bracket with negative x, or the
Mm? We multiply what? Hello, Ben. Ben, are you still there? Ben? Hello, Ben. I don't know what happened with Ben's thingy. Audio. Okay. So basically, we multiplied by what, guys? We multiplied by -4 into the brackets, guys. Right? Yes, Letabo, you are right. You use the folio method, right? And the answer, what is the answer, guys? What is the answer for this one? After multiplying, what is the answer? What is the answer, guys? After multiplying, who can tell me what is the answer after multiplying? You can't say, yes, x is equals to -2 or x is equals to 2, right? So you can say it's from where x is from -infinity to -2, right? Or you can say x is equals to 2. Very good, Tracy. Very good, Brendan. Right. Let's look at 5.7. 5.7 now says to you, calculate the length of AK. The length of AK. How many marks? It's 4 marks. What will be the length of AK? AK. Already we know the coordinates of A. What are the coordinates of A? The coordinates of A is 2 0. Now we need to get what? The coordinates of K. Once we get the coordinates of K, we can use the distance formula to calculate the length of AK. This is your AK. So basically, and we know very well that, okay, K share the same x-axis as what? SB. But we don't know at what level K is at its y-axis. Does it make sense? So basically, we know that, okay, the coordinates of K is -2 is to something. But we don't know. We don't know what? We don't know what will be the corresponding y-axis point. Right. So now you need to get the y-axis point so that you can get, so the coordinates of K is going to be -2 is to something, but we need that something, right? That's perfect. So now, if you look at our solution, the coordinates of K are given by -2 is to 4. But now, how did we get 4? Right? We got 4 by BK and AB. So if we look at our BK, right? Here's our BK and AB, right? So basically, guys, here, what you need to do here, it says now your AK from A up to K. So you must have what? Your BK, right? And your BA. Your BA must be 4, isn't it, guys? BA is 4 because here is 2 and here it's -2. So it's 4 units from BA. Therefore, you must also have how many units? Here it's how many units from BK. BK it's also 4 units, boys and girls, right? So now, what you need to do, you need to use a Pythagoras theorem. Do you still remember, guys, a Pythag? A Pythag, you're looking for what? You're looking for this side. Your K, your AK, your hypotenuse. You still remember your Pythag from grade 9. So you do have your opposite side, you do have your adjacent. Now you are looking for what? You are looking for a hypotenuse. Can you see this is given as a triangle? But this is a right angle triangle. Remember your Pythagoras. You can only use Pythagoras in a right angle triangle. So basically you've got BK is 4 units and BA is 4 units. So basically when you apply your Pythag, your answer will be AK squared is equals to 4 squared plus 4 squared. Then put the square root both sides. Therefore, you're going to have your AK is equals to the square root of 4 squared plus 4 squared. Does it make sense? So we've used the Pythagoras. So when you solve this, um, you'll get 5.66 units. Right. Right. Perfect. Yes, Pythag is very straightforward. I can see someone is saying Pythag ain't that hard. Yes, that's correct. Yes. Yes, yes. Okay, that's perfect. On Tatile, she's saying, say, can you also say y is equals to -2 minus 2 plus 2? Which one are you talking about on Tatile? Please be specific. I'm not sure which one are you speaking about, are you talking about? Right. All right, guys. This, we are done with this question, right? And it's for 18 marks and it's part of paper 1. Now, I want us to look at this question. Now, this question is for the exponential graph. So you need to be familiar with your exponents here. This is your exponential graph, and this will be part of your homework, guys. I want you guys to do it, but let's do it. Maybe we can do 6.1 and 6.2, right? Okay, someone is asking, say, can you say, okay, because K is on G of X, can't you just replace negative X with -2? No, 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 on Tatile, you can't do that. You can't. That's not allowed. That's not allowed, right? That's not allowed. Right. I understand where you're coming from, but it doesn't make sense, your solution, basically. But thanks for trying, Michael. Now, let's look at this one. This one now, it says the graph of g of x negative 2 to the power of x plus 8 is sketched below. A and B are the y and x intercept respectively of g. So basically now, if we look here, this is an exponential graph and is given by g of x. So now you need to be familiar with your exponents. Can you see, guys? This is more of like your exponent equation, basically. G of x is the same as y is equals to negative 2 to the power of x plus 8. So basically, 6.1 is asking for a range. Sorry. 6.1 is asking for a range. Now, boys and girls, I want you to take note of this. When the examiner is asking for a range basically is the maximum of y. What is the maximum of your y-axis that the graph can reach? This graph specifically. What is this line? That's your range, right? So your graph cannot, your range basically is the maximum that the graph can touch on your y-axis. There's a difference between a range and a domain. A range has to do with a maximum y. A domain has to do with a maximum x. So the question is asking about the range. What is the range? So the range in this graph, it's plus 8. Can you see? It's plus 8 because it's what? Negative 2 to the power of x plus 8, which means now this graph of g of x, it cannot exceed this line. So this borderline, the border stop is your range, your plus 8. So your range is 8. I hope it makes sense, right? Your range is 8, right? Meaning your y is less than 8, meaning your graph, it can be less than 8. It cannot be more than 8. That's what it means by the range, boys and girls. 6.2, it says to you, determine the coordinates of B. These are the coordinates of B. Now, who wants to try this out? The coordinates of B now, guys, we know that they are lying on the x-axis, meaning now here y is 0. Y is 0, which means you need to solve for x. So g of x is the same as y is equals to negative 2 to the power of x plus 8. So your g of x is 0, of which is your y, because now B is lying on the x-axis, and there is no y point here. There's only x. So basically, the coordinates of B, it will be is to 0. But we need to find that something is to 0. So you must say 0 is equals to negative 2 to the power of x plus 8. And now when you transpose 2 to the other side, you're going to have what? 2 to the power of x is equals to 2 to the power of 3, because we know that 8 can be written as 2 to the power of 3. Therefore, x is equals to 3. Right. X is equals to 3, basically. Right. For 6.3. Therefore, the coordinates of B, it will be 0 is to I mean, it's going to be 3:0. Yes, very good, Brendan. The coordinates, it's 3:0, basically. That's what it means. So here's the solution. You know these things, guys. These things, you know them, guys. We did them 2 weeks back. Please, please, guys. If you don't understand your algebra, guys, it's going to be pointless. You need to make sure that you understand your algebra very well. This is part of algebra. It's just that now you're analyzing in a form of a picture. Whereas in your question 1 of paper 1, they just used to give you like this, then they'll say solve for x. But now they won't tell you straight that solve for x. Basically, you need to look what's happening here and see that what must you solve here. But basically, this is what we've been doing all along. It's just that now it's more in a function term. Okay. Does it make sense, guys? Yes, that's good, Ben. We dropped not the exponents. We dropped the bases 2 and 2. Then we are left with x is equals to 3. Yes, you are right, but you don't say we dropped the exponents. At the end, we only dropped the bases. These were the bases. Your 2 and 2, right? Your 2 and 2. Yes, very good, Ben. Now you are getting it, guys. Right? That's perfect. All right, guys. 6.3 and 6.4 will be part of your homework. Please do it, guys. Before we start with our tomorrow's lesson tomorrow, I want you guys to do it first, to do these two first, basically. Right. Okay, guys, that's from me today. I hope everything was making sense. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a lovely evening. Take care of yourself. Goodbye. Okay, someone is asking me to go up before I can go. Someone is asking me to go up here. Someone is raised up their hands. Who raised their hands? Someone raised their hand. I can't see. Can you please raise your hand again? Someone raised their hand, but I can't see. You can raise your hand again. Who raised their hand, guys? Please raise your hand again before I can think it. Okay. Okay. I hope everything is making sense now. This is the homework. Oh, Kanyisile. Yes, Kanyisile?
So like some of the work I don't understand because like I just got here now. Like my first lesson was just now. I started today.
Oh, Kanyisile, unfortunately, if you started your lesson, you started the lessons today, please go on YouTube and watch all the videos that we have done so far from 3 weeks back, because
Yes,
I
sir.
can't go back with some of the work. So, I mean, math is a build up subject. So unless you have a specific question that you want to ask and say, I did not understand 1, 2, 3, but now I can't explain 3 weeks work in 40 minutes. To get my point, Michael?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the least
Thank
you
you, sir.
can do, the least you can do, go watch all the YouTube videos that we did so far. Then they posted the link up there on the chat box. Then you'll see what we
I
have
saw, sir.
covered so far. Does it make sense, Michael?
Yes,
But
sir.
feel free
Thank
to
you.
email me if there are any things that you don't understand still, right?
Yes, sir.
My email is nkosihector28@gmail.com. All right, Michael?
Yes, sir.
Okay, keep well. All right, guys. Um, that's it for today. Thank you so much, boys and girls. See you tomorrow.